and I'm so grateful to be here. I was invited by Compassionate Atlanta to do a Zoom series, and the Zoom series, I got a chance to pick my own topic, and right now I have been just really loving on numerology. And so if you're not familiar with numerology, what it is it is the study of the vibration of numbers. I'm gonna go live on my Instagram too. It's the study of the vibration of numbers. And I tell people that what it is, the equivalent of it is like astrology. So the astrology would be the study of the vibration of the planets and their position at the time of your birth. Numerology is the study of how the vibration of the numbers and what their meaning is. Okay, boom, I'm going live on my Instagram too. So that's what numerology is. And so there are 12 numbers in the numbers in the number system that we use. Numbers 1 through 9, and then master numbers 11, 22, and 33. Each of those numbers have their own meaning, have their own vibration, and have their own set of strengths and weaknesses. As a numerologist, you learn how to determine what those numbers are. Now, in most cases, numerology is, can y'all hear me okay? Because my dishwasher is going. Okay. Okay. In most cases, people come to numerologists to study the numbers that govern their particular life. So they want to know about their life path number. They want to know about, there's like 6 numbers in numerology in your profile, but people have almost always heard of their life path number. And that's about your birthday, the same way that your astrological sign is about your birthday. So people on Instagram, I am actually live with Compassionate Atlanta and Zoom. I'm just doing this at the same time, so I won't be able to answer your questions, but you'll be able to hear what I'm saying to Compassionate Atlanta. Or you can log on to the Zoom, and that's in my Instagram page so that you can be here with us. So that's that. Now, in addition to your birthday and those type of things having a numeric valuation, so does every letter in the alphabet. So every letter has a numeric equivalent, so that it's now possible for you to be able to find what the numeric vibration is of certain words. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And so recently I had inspired thought to do the numerology on COVID-19 because I was thinking, you know, this is on everybody's mind. Everyone's thinking about this, and what does it mean spiritually? What does it mean numerically? So I did the numerology of COVID-19, and I actually shared that with the Center for Love and Light 2 days ago. I'm going to share that today as well. And then I also, additionally, this time I added numerology of pandemic, heal, and home, because I wanted to think about 2 words that maybe had more of a negative connotation and 2 words that had more of a positive connotation. And I had no clue what these numbers were going to be when I did them. But then once I did them, I was like, oh, wow. So with COVID-19, I had an idea about what the number was going to be for that. But for pandemic, heal, and for home, I was very surprised. So, okay, so let's just dive right in here. I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for asking. So the number for COVID-19 is 9. So we talked about, I'm going to make a little diagram for you. We talked about there being 12 numbers on the numerology scale. Okay, I didn't mess that up. Anyway, I can't do it now because I messed up only on one piece of paper. There's 12 numbers, and of the single digit numbers, 9 of course is the highest, and 9 also has the highest vibration. When you look at the number 9, the way that it's written, it's got that top part that's kind of heavy, and then it's kind of, you know, down the road. But the 9 is also looking at all the other numbers, right? It's facing all the other numbers. 9 is the number of healing, which is crazy. It's the number of spiritual awakening. It's the number of karma. It's the number of wisdom and responsibility. And I always like to use this specific example about the number 9. Both Mother Teresa and Gandhi were life path number 9s. And so, I know, right, Leanne? And so people who exist under the vibration of the number 9 have a very radical and dramatic love for humanity, right? like a very almost, it's not aggressive. It's not aggressive in a way that is negative, but it's aggressive in a way that is very much like, this must happen, and I will sacrifice myself to make it happen. 9 is also oftentimes a very solitary number. So again, going back to Mother Teresa and Gandhi, while they had the ability to mobilize millions of people, and they did that, you know, and still do, they personally were very alone. They were not partnered. They didn't have children. They didn't have huge families. But they did this work. So when I see the number 9 being associated with COVID-19, what that means for me intuitively is that this is a moment of spiritual awakening, and this particular virus disease in some ways has been sent to bring that about, right? And it's doing so in a way that touches everybody without touching anybody, right? Like, it's not something that you can see. It's not something that you can feel until it actually lives in the lungs, but it is something that is impacting every human being, even those who don't have it, right? So that's where COVID-19 is for number 9. And you are welcome to look up the numbers on your own if you want to. However, I can just show you, like, this is the way that you have to figure it out, because each letter has its own numeric vibration, but I will give you the final number so that you can, you know, do your own research should you feel so inclined. So does anybody have any questions before I move on to the next word that I did?
Hey, Jan.
I
said hi to Jan.
Oh, Jan's like, hey. Hi. Okay, so the next number I did was pandemic. And y'all, I mean, it's so interesting. So the number for pandemic is 11. And a lot of people have heard, you know, a lot of people know about like 1111 or 11111, all the kind of thing. 11 is the first of the master numbers, 11, 22, and 33. Barack Obama was a number 11. Oprah Winfrey is a 22. Einstein was a 33, right? So that just kind of gives you an example of what people were what. 11 is called the master inspirer. The number 11 is all about, I know, I did this 10 minutes before I came on, and I was just like, word? Like, you know? So it's the master inspirer. It is spiritual evolution, it's inspiration. Number 11 individuals are people who are oftentimes leaders that are chosen leaders. They're not people who necessarily wanted to be leaders, which is why Barack Obama is a really awesome example. Because if you all recall, when he ran for president, a big part of the reason why he ran for president was because everybody else was saying, you need to run for president, right? And people follow 11. So pandemic being a number 11, what that tells me intuitively is, again, this is another marker of really, really high vibration energy that is being brought about in order to inspire us in some ways, in order to lead us in some ways, in order to wake us up in some ways, in order to unite us in some ways, but it's doing it from a very, very actually high energetic level, like a really, really high energetic level. And what I'll say too is that all the numbers have a planetary equivalent. They have a zodiac equivalent as well. And so number 9, if I'll go back to that, has a zodiac energy of Aries and Scorpio. Fiery, but also very emotional energy. I think it's also interesting that Scorpio is a well, let me not get that deep into that. But I don't want to drive y'all too crazy. 11, it does not have a zodiac equivalent, but it is the number of inspiration, and it's the first of the master numbers. So what that means to me when I see that is, what else is it that we can expect? Because it is called, 11 is the master inspirer. So this is the one that sparks the action. It's the number that leads off of whatever it is that is going to happen next. Okay. Any questions before I keep going? Y'all are just looking at me like y'all are like y'all see
No,
it go.
I'm sorry. I missed like your first 5 minutes. But yeah, so I don't have any questions. I'm just trying to get caught up in my own head.
Okay, so for people who are just joining, what we're doing is we're doing numerology of certain numbers. And the people who are on my live, my Instagram live, I am actually on with Compassionate Atlanta. If you check my stories, you'll see how to get on the actual Zoom call, but I'm just living right next to you all. So if you are talking to me on here, I'm not going to see that, but I'm just going to speak it so you can see the video too. Oh, I'm getting hot. So what we're doing is numerology, right? Numerology is a study of how the vibration of numbers impact your day-to-day life, right? Every number has its own vibration, right? And because every number has a vibration, also every letter has a numeric vibration. So you can figure out the numeric vibration of words by doing the numerology of the letters each. Does that make sense? So there are 5 letters in COVID-19 plus the number 19. When I do the numerology on that, I can get the number 9, and the number 9 means something. And so what I'm doing is telling everybody what the numeric equivalent is for these words that I ran it on. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? So far, I've done COVID-19, which is 9, and then I've done pandemic, which is 11. 9 is the highest vibration of the zero of the single digit numbers, and 11 is the lowest vibration of the master numbers. Okay, and so beyond that, I also did heal and I did home because I just had inspired thought to do that. And heal, the numeric vibration of heal is 8, and 8 is the number of leadership. It's the number of authority, personal power, good judgment, discernment, and inner wisdom. Okay. And so from a, thank you, Leanne, do that. That's perfect. And so 8 is considered to be the executive. The 8 is the leader of the number scale. And if you look at the number 8, it's got a little top, it's got a circle on top, a circle on bottom. It's very balanced, right? So 8 is a number of balance of head and heart, right? 8 also, because like I said, they're considered to be the executive. So the number 8 has a vibration of a CEO, of someone who cares for those that are beneath them, but oftentimes from a space of provision. So providing. 8 is a number of providing, right? Providing for family, providing for people around them that are loved, oftentimes from a financial perspective, but more so from a leadership perspective, right? So intuitively, when I see heal being number 8, that word being number 8, what I hear and what I feel is, in order for us to kind of come to a space of healing, there will need to be a balance of head and heart. There will need to be discernment on the things that we need to do for ourselves. And we also will need to figure out, in some ways, how do we lead others in the way that we conduct ourselves in this time? Okay, what is it that we can do? Because our healing, somebody said this and I love this. Somebody says, hurt people, but healed people, heal people. So the moment that somebody comes at someone who's healed or someone who's in the space of a higher vibration with a low vibration energy, the person with the high vibration energy has an option to like either go down there to the low vibration or bring the other person up. So healing is an opportunity for leadership. So the more that we can do for ourselves, exercising personal power, good judgment, and our inner wisdom and our discernment, the more that we're going to be able to do that for people around us and be an example of what it can look like to be healed and to be, to be whole people. Okay, any questions anywhere? No, and I did not run numbers on people who were famous, number 8 to number 5. I feel like Beyonce, oh, I didn't gave the last one away. Anyway, y'all about to hear this because I'm looking at it. Oh, I'm sorry. So the last number I did was home, and I will do other numbers if you guys want me to. But if not, after this, I'm gonna talk about something else. So the last number I did was home, and of course, we all are experiencing, everybody's staying home right now. We're sheltering in place right now. We're not getting out of our house, and the number for home is 5. And if you look at the number scale again, or think about the way it looks, 5 is the first number in the number scale that is facing away from the other numbers. So 5 is actually the number of independence. It's the number of freedom. It's the number of release and surrender, adaptability and life lessons. And so what does that mean in practicality, or from an intuitive perspective for me? Being home, and being in a space of home in many ways is the ultimate freedom. Our homes, for most of us, are the only places that we actually have control over everything about them. You know, we have control over the way our homes smell, over the way they look. We have control over the temperature in our homes. We have control over the food in our homes. I remember when I first moved out on my own, one of the things I loved most, my favorite thing about living alone when I moved out at 23, was I could have all the food I wanted in-house. Everything in the refrigerator was stuff I wanted. I didn't have to go digging through anything else. It was always the stuff I wanted in the refrigerator, right? So being home, it actually represents the most amount of freedom that we actually have to create. We do not have the same level of ability to create in our careers. We cannot create in the worlds of other people, but your home environment, you actually do have freedom to create. I also was really interested to see release and surrender come up for number 5, because I think a lot of us right now are feeling really resistant. I'm feeling a lot of hesitance of releasing and surrendering. I'm feeling a lot of resistance to that. You know, a lot of people that are like, no, I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna figure out how to do it anyway. I'm gonna push through. I'm going to make a way. I'm going, you know, and so, and we're fighting against something that we really can't fight, which I think every day we're starting to realize that, but we still don't want to hear it. And we won't just sit down and be home and embrace the freedom that we have, you know, in this time, to create something for ourselves that is uniquely ours. Also, adaptability and life lessons came up for number 5. And I mean, I don't know, do I need to explain that? Probably not. I mean, like, we know like, we need to be more adaptable. We need to be more adaptable. And without going into a too deep numerology lesson, number 5 sits right between number 4 and number 6, as you know. Number 4 is the number of tradition, structure, and order, and number 6 is the number of family, and the number of like motherhood. And if anybody knows me, I'm a 6. So think about, that's what the 6 personality is. And the 5 sits right in the middle of that, with this like freedom and this like, you know, I want to do my own thing, but also it's got the energy, the astrology energy of Virgo and Pisces. So very, very organized in the way that it is rebellious, but also kind of like emotional, right? Which home can be that as well. Okay, anybody have questions or thoughts or reactions or anything?
Is there a book or someplace that you could recommend where we could read more about this and all of that?
Sure. So you can just Google the numbers, right? You can just Google the numbers. You can just go and put energy of number 9, energy of number 11, energy of number 8, or just energy of numbers, period. You can also do your birth chart online, and they'll give you little snippets of it. As far as the letters and the numbers, I got that when I was in numerology school. So I actually have like a piece of paper, like a cheat sheet that tells me those things. I can email that to you if you want to, so you can figure it out yourself. But yeah, as far as like numerology books, I got all of my materials and the things that I study and things that I use from my numerologist instructor who certified me. Yeah. Any other questions? Nope. Okay. Well, the second piece of this, what I wanted to share with you. Oh, if anybody have a word, does anybody have a word you want me to do? Like a 4 or 5 letter word that I can do really quick? I wouldn't mind. I'm talking to y'all too if y'all want to over here. Love. Okay. Let's do love. Let's do love. Okay, let me make sure. Let me make sure. Let me make sure.
Yeah, I will suggested Trump.
No, not doing Trump. I did love, and it's 9. Love is 9 too.
Growth.
Growth. All right. I'll do growth. I'm not doing Trump because I don't give him none of my energy. All right. Let's see. 6. Hold on. Let me get my paper. Let me get my paperwork, y'all. Let me get my paperwork out. Some of these I know, like some of the numbers I do a lot. The ones I know a lot, I know them by heart, and the other ones I do not. 7. This is gonna be my new party trick, y'all. When I go to parties,
Good.
pull out.
You're invited to all of mine.
I would just pull out my little number thing and okay, Instagram Live. I gotta go away because I gotta use my my calculator. So come over to the Compassion Atlanta thing if you want to keep hanging out with us. Okay, end. Yes, I do. I would like to end the video. Okay, share the video. Okay. All right. I am adding this up for you. I'm doing growth. And then I want to talk to you all a little bit about this digital detox before we get off of here. See, four letter words. I should have said that. 7 plus 9.
Or grow.
Plus 5.
Grow. Grow works.
Grow. Okay, let's do grow. I just did growth already. Watch it be the same number. Watch it be the same number. 9. Let me tell you something. 9 wants to be seen and heard on today, okay? The number 9 wants to be seen and heard on today. Love is 9, grow is 9, COVID-19 is 9. 9 is continuing to come up. So I want everybody that's on this live to go and read about number 9 because it is wanting to be heard. Like that is so interesting that keeps coming up again. I know people do tarot cards. I've done tarot cards from time to time, and sometimes the same card keeps coming out no matter what you do. And that feels like what's happening with this number 9. And what's crazy is we had I had a Numerology 101 event here in the city a little while ago, and I'm about to do, hold on, let me see. Let me make sure I'm right. 5, 3, and 2. Wait, 2, yeah. And there were like 25 women that came, and like almost all of it was like 6 9s in that group. What's your name? All right.
So when you do a person's numerology, do you do it by their birthday?
Yeah.
Is that how you get their number?
Yep. Walk is number 11, Shannon. So 9, and it's a straight 11. It's not like a 3 plus something. It's a straight 11. So it is about inspiration right now. Yes, I do the birthday, and like I said, you can get your life path number on the interwebs. You can just go to like a certain page. Yeah, you can go to a certain page and it'll give you your life path number, and it'll tell you little things about it. But if you wanted like you do your name and stuff like that, like as numerologist, there's 6 numbers in your numerology profile, and like you have a life path number, a destiny number, a soul's purpose number, a personality number. You have all these different numbers in your profile, and some of them are from your birthday, but then some of them are from letters in your name. Some of them are from certain letters in your name, and that kind of thing. So,
right. Thank you. Thank you for that lesson.
Sure. So I'm going to use the rest of my time here, Z, to tell you all about this new thing that I did called the Digital Detox. If you're on my mailing list, I sent an email to everybody a couple of weeks ago, talking, not even a couple of weeks ago, y'all, it was a couple of days ago. I don't know why I said weeks, a couple of days ago, about being inspired by the DJ D-Nice. And actually Q, who told me about D-Nice's party that day, is on here. Waving at Q, it says Makeda's iPhone. That's Q. She's one of my friends, and she was like, D-Nice is live on Instagram. You need to get on here and party. And I was like, okay, girl. So I turned it on, and this man is a DJ, and he DJed for 10 hours that day. And everybody from Michelle Obama to just name somebody, everybody we know was on that live. Netflix was on the live, you know. Oh no.
Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson. Everybody was on the live, and he did it for 10 hours. And I was so inspired. Hold on, y'all. Everybody was on the live, and I was so excited about it, and I had so much fun. And but then after he did it, I was like, oh well, he definitely isn't gonna come on tomorrow too and do it because he did so much the day before. And the next day he came right back, and I was so impressed with that. And what it kind of reminded me of, what I thought of, was that everybody can do something, and we all have something to offer, you know, during this time, which is even the reason why I'm here doing this, because I'll think to myself, okay, what is it that I can offer? What can I do? And what I can do is I can do this. You know, I can do numerology, which I hope brings some level of comfort and wisdom to people during this time. I can expose them to something that maybe they don't know about. I can help them learn about themselves through this skill. It makes people laugh sometimes, and it makes them think. And that's something that I can do. And he inspired me to think about what I could do. Another thing I realized I could do is I love to make and create curriculum. I love that. Like, it's my favorite thing to do. I like putting together journal questions and exercises and stuff like that. And it just makes me excited. So I built something called a digital detox. And I don't think I can show y'all my screen.
You can say share screen at the bottom.
All right, I don't know how to do that. Share. Ha! Boom. Got it. Whoa. Where is it? I pulled it up too. Hold on. All right, I'm about to find it. Hold on. So I created Digital Detox, and it's all about like just trying to help people during this time and figure out how to kind of renegotiate the relationship with technology, because I know that is a big deal right now. And also because we're home, figuring out how to, maybe clean up and clear out our space. Do I have too many things open? Digital detox, okay. All right, let's see. I'm putting share.
There you
Y'all
go.
Y'all can see it?
Yeah.
Right now you're, yeah.
Come on. Boom, now y'all can see that?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so this is what I made. And look at this little lady. Is it too big?
No, it's only showing the list of documents, not the actual detox file, not the PDF. It's showing us the list.
How do I get it to show the
Just
actual?
while you're on that page, just double click on the file.
Yeah, go back there. Share your screen
Okay.
and double click on the file.
I did that. All right.
Maybe because it
Are
brought
you
up
seeing the file?
I did it.
a separate PDF file, you would have to reshare your screen and pick that page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boom. Got it. See it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, yay. So I sent this to my people that are on my mailing list. And if you go to www.wehypetoheal.org, it is free on our in our Shopify store. So you can just download it. And if you want to do a donation, you can. And so I'm just going to run through a little bit so you all can see what's in it. It's a digital detox. This is me saying, hey, y'all, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And then I go into, is it small? Should I make it bigger?
No, this is good.
Okay. So this is the table of contents. Every piece of the digital detox focuses on another area of your home. And it's not just, it has a physical, emotional, and a mental focus every day. And then you can choose which one you want to do. So let's give you an example. These are things I ask you to do every day. So pick one. That's a kind of a call to ask everyone to do one thing at a time, because a lot of times we're doing a bunch of things, like we're on our phone, we're watching TV, we're trying to cook dinner, multitasking. One of the things I think is important during this time is to slow down a little bit and just do one thing at a time. Protecting your energy. This is going to be super important right now because, you know, we have so much stimuli coming at us from the news. And so, like, I allow myself an hour a day to do CNN, which is my news source of choice. And I watch about the doom and gloom and how everybody has corona and how you're for sure going to get it. And, you know, all of that scary stuff. I only give myself an hour to do that. And then I try to look at something else that is going to be a little bit more uplifting for me. And then I'm doing creating healthy boundaries as well. And it's like just refraining from social media and TV for at least 30 minutes when I wake up in the morning and before I go to bed at night. Only because when you wake up in the morning and when you go to bed at night, you're the most creative mentally. You're the most susceptible because you're more unconscious than you are conscious during those times. So when you take in, that's why if you take in information right before you sleep, you dream about it. If you watch a movie that's kind of scary or weird, it just falls right into your subconscious and it just plays out in your dreams. So if you're watching things that are scary or that are you know, unsettling, those things will show up in your dreams and you'll begin to create and manifest that in your waking life. So for me, if there's people, a little bit of a pro tip, who need the TV on at night, I always put my TV on the Disney Channel. The Disney Channel never is going to have any commercials for horror movies. It's never going to have any type of advertisements that are going to be negative or that are going to be scary. So even if my mind is active and it can kind of see the TV, it's not going to be giving me something that is going to be negative. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm not going to go through this whole thing because I don't want to bore y'all. I know y'all have been on a million different calls. So I will go through one of these. So do you guys want to tell me which one you want me to go through? I can do home, careers, work and relationships, food, body, and beauty.
Food.
Food. Okay. And then I'll just scroll all the way through so you can see what it looks like. I spent like 13 hours doing this the other day.
Well, it looks great.
Thank you. I was like, I gotta do it. Focus on food. So the way I did it is that you can choose any of 3 exercises on the page for you to do your detox, because I love to do curriculum. So I will give you 5 exercises a day plus suggested reading. Like I will do that. And so for this, I wanted to make it a little bit simpler and let people have a choice on what they wanted to do and not overwhelm them with stuff. So you'll see here it says choose, and there's a different color for each of the different categories, so that way you can keep them organized. And on here it says, you know, choose any or all of the following exercises. Use the box to track your progress. So the first thing is a mental thing. This is, a physical thing, and it says do detox your refrigerator and or pantry. So a lot of us are, let me speak for myself. I, Kenya Jackson-Saulters, am fighting a losing battle with the refrigerator over this quarantine period. Okay, I am eating all the time. I am drinking every day, you know, wine and movies and midday naps and cookies and candy and food snacks and all that. And so I needed to detox my refrigerator, take out everything in the house that you don't need and that you don't want. Things that you don't want to ingest, just throw it away, you know, throw it away. And even if you have expired food, my wife and I did this a couple of months ago, actually, where we had just took our spices, whoever goes through their spices, and we had spices from 2016, just throw it away. So on the day you do this, maybe you just do this one thing, maybe you just detox your refrigerator, your pantry, right? Now, if you're a super badass, then you might want to do the next activity, which is to do digital meal prep. So I talk about here that, you know, meal prep is hardest because we don't know what to cook. But if you take an hour or so and you cruise the internet or you cruise, you know, Instagram or Pinterest for recipes, then you can kind of pull those recipes and have them set up. And so I ask you, if you choose this challenge, to go to find five meals that you want to plan. And what I did, because I worked on it so long, is I linked everything. I linked everything so you can click in the document and it'll take you to the places that I recommend you to go to. So here's this from the document called Good Food, and you can search on here and you can look at all the different ways to make food, right? And you can do that right from the document, and you can pull these recipes and it's free. Okay, can I go back now? Please say I can go back. Right, can y'all see the document again?
Yeah.
Okay, and so all of the detoxes are like this. All of them have something that you can link and go to. And then I talk about go deeper. Food can be a very loaded topic for us. So today, if you want to do the emotional piece, explore your personal relationship with food, and that way you would do that here. How would you describe your relationship with food? What are your earliest memories of food? What are your favorite foods? What foods represent your family? And this, it won't do it for me now, but if you download it on your phone, or if you download it on your iPad, the fields are, you can fill them out on your phone. So you don't have to print out a PDF. And that's for all of the different documents. And then here on each of the pages is also something to say. So refrain from social media and TV during meals. So whether you're eating alone or whether you are with your family, just try to be more mindful of your time and don't do TV and social media during meals. So that's what it is. And you can do one thing, two things, three things. You can do number 3, do number 2, right? So, and they all have the capability to do that. And so that's what it is. And it just goes through all the different topics and the same kind of thing. And there's exercises for each of them. And then that's it. And then at the end, I talk about, if you want to give me some money, you can. Thank you so much. So that's that. And this is, like I said, it's free on my Shopify page if you're interested in getting it. All I'm asking for is feedback. I'd like to know how you all feel. I love doing this kind of stuff, but I don't want to keep doing it if people aren't interested. So I'd love to know how folks feel and if people like that and if they want to, get more of that from me. So that's it. Love this. Add the link to the chat so people can click and go. Okay.
Yeah, I was looking for it on your on the Outdoor Journal Tour website.
It's not on that one. It's on the We Hike to Heal. Yeah, so we had to cancel all of our We Hike to Heal hikes. Insert sad face. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to create something for the people, for like people who have just been experience. Is that right? I think she might have spelled that wrong. Hold on. I wanted to create something for people who had just kind of been riding with us. And that was part of the reason why I did that. There it is. It's on the wehiketoheal.org.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there it is, and it's on there. And I have, y'all, true story, I have like 6 more ideas, okay, that I want to do. I have like 6 more ideas. The things I want to do. Oh, who's doing that?
I am.
Okay, great. I think we spelled experience wrong. Shelly. It's the thought that counts. Nope. Yeah, so that's it right there. And you can add it to cart and do fun things. And if you have to click buy it now, but it doesn't mean relief. I am gonna fix it, Michelle. I'm at work right now. Everybody, Michelle Jackson-Saulters is on the call today.
I'll put the link in the chat.
All right. So that's it. That's all I got for y'all today. Does anybody have any questions, thoughts, concerns, feelings, suggestions?
I loved it. A great,
yes,
great break from my work. And,
okay.
And then sometimes, you've been outside, but the pollen gets you too. And sometimes you want to do something creative and thoughtful and mindful. And this is it's another great activity that I can just add in my day, whether I'm putting it in my planner, whether I'm, just speaking it, thinking it. So I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
And I get to see you, so that's great too.
You said what?
I said, and I get to see you, so that's great too.
Oh yeah, it's good to see you.
This is great for seeing people. I like seeing faces and hearing voices. Yes.
Hey.
So these are my gym people, y'all. My gym is closed. My gym is closed. And I am going through it. Okay. I think a lot of us are. We see each other literally every day. We work out next to each other every day, and we haven't been able to be together in a week and a half. It feels like 17 years. And my neck is just showing the withdrawal because I'm just getting chubby. But it's good to see everybody too. And it's good to be working. I mean, it feels good to me. I think as a creative, sometimes the financial component of asking people to do things that you love to do is sometimes a hurdle. There's a part of me that actually kind of enjoys doing things for a little bit for free and for low cost, because it just makes me feel more creative, and I feel more free. Don't tell my wife I said that, but I'm having fun. So, okay, what are some ways we can use numerology during the week, Monday, Tuesday, etc.? I have heard about your crew. Oh yeah, everyone's heard about my workout. So here's the thing I will say about numerology. It is very easy to become obsessed, okay? It's very easy to want to run the numbers of everything that you ever thought of. Once you get that, once you can find that chart, which I'm sure you can find it online, you're gonna want to run what is that? You're gonna want to run your partner's name, places that you grew up, your high school. Like it can be really, really addicting. So I try not to use it every day. What I try to do, unless I'm working. So if I'm working with somebody, absolutely. But I try not to do it just like, oh, what is this number? What's that? Because I will be obsessed about it. So what I would do, however, is I would get a numerology reading for myself. I will find out what my 6 numbers were in my numerology profile, because those are going to give you information about you. They're going to give you information about your compatibility with other people, and they're going to give you information about compatibility with the world. They're also going to tell you about your strengths and your weaknesses. And so when things come up in your life, it can be easier for you to understand why you're responding the way that you do. So for example, like I said, my life path number is 6, and 6 is considered in some aspects. They'll say it's the protector, it's the nurturer. They'll say it's the number of family, it's the number of service. The way it looks, 6 is like a pregnant mother. So 6s tend to be a little bit like this, we tend to be a little bit overbearing. We tend to be a little bit maternal, sometimes controlling, right? So, but also coming from a perspective of, I just want you to be okay, and I just want to care for you. So me knowing that about myself helps me to see myself when I'm doing that. You know what I mean? And for me to either pull that back or for me to just lean into it, So, and it also helps me understand how I'm interacting with other people and how I'm interacting in the world. Why do I feel so responsible for what's going on? Why do I feel like I have to be the person to say something? Why do I have to speak up? Why do I, like, that helps me understand me. So when things happen in my life, I don't have to be so frustrated and angry with myself, because I get that that's part of my life's path. That is part of the reason why I am here. This is the work that I have chosen to do. From a spiritual perspective, I believe that we choose the path that we take before death and before life. We choose this path. So all these things that I'm doing are things that I chose for my spirit and my soul's evolution. And so that makes me feel more settled in whatever it is that I have going on. So that's what I would do, Yabo. I would get a reading. And that is not an advertisement for me. You don't have to come to me. I think you should. But knowing those 6 numbers in your profile, even if you just know your life path number, will give you some insight on yourself. So that would be my answer. Anything else? Almost time for my snack, y'all. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Can you repeat what you said, Kenya? You said that you use your life path number to direct, and I didn't hear what the second, or maybe I misunderstood what you were saying. So
your life path number, every number, but your life path number has a set of strengths and weaknesses with it. So there are things that you'll be very strong at. There's things that you might be a little weak at. What I was saying about number 6 is the number of service. 6 is all about trying to help people be better. But that's a positive thing about it. 6s are very self-sacrificing. If you think about it, it's like a mother, the way it looks, but at the same time, 6s can be a little bit overbearing, a little bit bossy and controlling. So knowing that about myself allows me to understand. My wife is home. It allows me to understand how I'm interacting in certain situations and why I'm doing things the way I do them. So I tell people, when she asks me what is a way she can use numerology during the week every day, and what I was saying is that when you know your numerology profile and you understand what those numbers represent in your life, you have a better understanding of how you interact with other people. And you can even express that to people. One of my closest friends is an 11. We talk about that all the time, you know, just about the way her life has unfolded because she's an 11, you know, and I know that when I met her and I did her number and she was an 11, I was like, yep, you know, I understand. So my wife is a 3, which is all about like, I don't know if you guys have met her, but she's very jovial. She's very smiley. She's very giggly. She's always making jokes. And 3 is considered to be the talented child. That is the number that is all about entertaining people. It's all about making people laugh. It's all about bringing kind of sunshine. However, 3s are attention seeking, like kids. They need a lot of attention. And if they don't get it, they're hurt because their job in this world is to be that light. So when you don't see that light in them, they feel like they're not doing their job, right? So, but knowing that about her helps our interaction. I need somebody to mother, and she needs to be able to entertain me in some ways, right? So I know that. So knowing those things about yourself can make life easier for you and for the people close to you. Make sense, people? Okay, I am so hot. I don't know what happened.
And you're doing readings, Kenya, during this time, virtual readings?
I am. I'm doing virtual readings. They're usually $89. I'm doing them for $49 because I know that people are feeling the pinch of feeling the pinch of corona. And what I'll do, so the thing is, the reason why it's usually so much is because I will do some of the numbers in person. But what I'm doing now is asking people to send me their information, you know, via email. And then I'll do the numbers in my own time. And then we'll spend about 30 minutes talking about it versus spending 90 minutes together, which is what I would normally do. And then you can have it on the piece of paper that I use. Where is it? I don't think I have it, but you can have a piece of paper that I use. You can take it with you, and it tells you what all the numbers mean. So it tells you the definition of those numbers, and you can write notes on it, and you can just keep that when you're done. And that's
I want the full reading. I want the 90 minutes. I want the 90 minutes spend time face to face.
You want all of that? Well, it can't be face to face, friend, because corona.
I know.
So.
I know.
Everything is hashtag because corona.
Oh.
I know. It's driving me. It's driving me too. I want to go sit on the patio so bad. It has been rainy and cold and dark all freaking year. And now, and y'all know that Saturday would have been We Hike to Heal, which is our big event. Saturday would have been the day. It's going to be 80-some degrees. Y'all gonna have to come over here and get me on Saturday because I'm gonna be sick. I have to do I'm doing a virtual hike with a couple hundred other women who are going to be outside. We Hike to Heal. But after that, y'all gonna have to come get me off the ground. Because I'm so mad I can't even think.
Well, I love Compassionate Atlanta for doing this. This was great.
Well, thank you. I was going to say, Kenya, thank you for jumping in so quickly. I told you before when we started that I was so looking forward to this because my head had been full of work all day and I wanted to do something that was creative and different, and nobody had been talking numerology. And so I find that really interesting. I love how you can look at those words and actually find this different kind of meaning. So we say the COVID-19, right? And it's a scary word, but you're actually making the meaning of the 9, the raise in that vibration, the importance of that. We need to pay attention. That's what I got from you reading all of those words. And doing the numbers behind it. We need to pay attention. This is a new time. This is a spiritual awakening. If we pay attention, right? We must pay attention. And as much as we're paying attention, you fit that digital detox in there so wonderfully well, right? What are we doing with ourselves to really heal and detox during this time. I'm really surprised that your spice was 2016 was your oldest. I've obviously been in my house for a really long time, and I'm not going to tell you what the spice age was. But how beautiful. And then I haven't read the whole thing, but I know there's one about your closet, you know, and we know that even that physical shedding is healthy for us, right? Yeah. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being part of the Compassionate Atlanta community. Thank you everybody who joined in with us. We're going to do this twice a week. Look at the Compassionate Atlanta Facebook page or on Meetup for Compassionate Atlanta. And just, I mean, the other thing is supporting each other. So however we can support you, we want to do that during this time. So thank you. Give yourselves a big hug.
Thank you, everybody. Don't look at my rusty elbows. All right. Bye, y'all. Be blessed, everybody.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.